President Muhammadu Buhari begins a second term race and the promises of the next level agenda and some of the things he said yesterday at the Democracy Day celebration form the spine of our conversation tonight. And former governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha, was today sworn in, but he's still worried about INEC's decision to appeal the court ruling. Hello everyone and welcome to the program. This is Politics Today live on Channels Television. I'm Sean Himalaya, Channels Television's global headquarters in Lagos. President Muhammadu Buhari and his party, the All Progressives Congress APC, have urged the Presidential Election Tribunal to dismiss the petition from Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. Well, that is one story on one hand. Well, it feels like a new year for the Buhari team as they will be pushing to perform some of the promises they made at the polls to Nigerians. Well, we shall probe some of the next level ideas tonight on the program as we dissect what the president said yesterday, the promises the APC made at the polls, and the agenda for the next 4 years. So stay with us. We have both sides of the divide on the program to discuss all of this. Let's get some updates for you on the Presidential Election Tribunal, where the counsel to President Muhammadu Buhari, Mr. Wale Olanipekun, has filed an application asking the court to dismiss the petition of the Hope Democratic Party. According to him, that what was filed by the HDP before the tribunal sitting in Abuja is not an election petition. The INEC is making the same demand, saying the HDP did not join Vice President Yemi Osinbajo in his petition, having won the election alongside President Buhari. But on its part, the APC argued that none of the reliefs sought by the HDP in its petition has any relationship with an election. Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party and its presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, have moved a motion to inspect the server and smart card readers used in the presidential election. They asked the court to grant the order in the interest of justice, fair hearing, and neutrality to enable them maintain their petition. When the trial resumed earlier, a mild drama played out as two lawyers, Oliver Eyo, who had been representing the AGP since the commencement of the trial, and Toby Esiegbe, announced their appearance for the party. But the tribunal chairman insisted that the court will pay attention to the counsel who brought a petition until it finds a notice of change of counsel. Well, let's tell you that at last, former governor of Imo State, Mr. Rochas Okorocha, has been sworn in as a senator of the Federal Republic in the 9th Assembly after receiving his certificate of return from the Independent National Electoral Commission. But Senator Okorocha is still worried about INEC's decision to appeal the court ruling that ordered the commission to issue him a certificate of return. Okorocha's swearing in comes 2 days after the inauguration of the 9th National Assembly, election of principal officers of the Assembly, and swearing in of his colleagues. The INEC electoral officer that supervised the election had declared that he announced the result of the election under duress.
And if we have to dwell into this matter, which is known to all of you and all Nigerians, that in the first place, the accusation before me was that of duress. In other words, duress means using mild force or excessive force to compel somebody to do something he or she does not want to do. If there was a duress assuming, I think INEC would have set up a committee to find the facts, whether it is correct or not. So INEC simply became a judge in their own matter.
Interesting scenario, isn't it? But it's a saga. It does not look like it's going to end there because INEC, we understand, is probably going to appeal that case in court. Let's put that aside for a moment and check out some trending political stories that we're following for you on our political roundup.
The Imo State Governor, Emeka Hedioha, has inaugurated the state's 9th Assembly, and member representing Isiala Mbano State constituency, Chiji Collins, of the People's Democratic Party, has emerged unopposed as the Speaker of the Imo State House of Assembly, while member representing Mbatoli State constituency, Okechukwu Onyekama, emerged unopposed as the Deputy Speaker of the State House of Assembly. The newly sworn-in Speaker, Honorable Chiji Collins, in his inaugural address, promised to discharge his duties in accordance to the law and ensure that the lawmakers make laws that will be beneficial to the people of Imo State. And ahead of the governorship election in Kogi State, some groups who claim to be members of the All Progressives Congress have protested lack of infrastructural development and non-payment of salaries in the state, calling for the adoption of direct primaries to enable them elect candidates of their choice. They appeal to President Muhammadu Buhari to intervene in the situation that has bedeviled the state. In Jigawa State, Honorable Idris Gadoba Kareka, member representing Jahun constituency, has emerged the Speaker of the Jigawa State House of Assembly with no opposition. He was the Speaker of the House since 2015 till when he got impeached in 2017 and re-elected in May 2019. His re-election today makes him the only Speaker to be sworn in 3 times. Similarly, Suleiman Musa Kadra, member representing Guri local government, was also elected by the House as the Deputy Speaker of the House. Meanwhile, the Rivers State Governor, Nyesom Wike, says he's not carried away by congratulatory messages, especially from politicians. According to him, he's aware that some politicians only seek personal interest ahead of political principle, and what happened during the election of the National Assembly leadership is a case in point. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has continued to receive guests at the presidential villa a day after the Democracy Day celebrations. They include the President of Liberia, George Weah, who was one of the African leaders invited by the federal government to the event. President Buhari also received in audience the President of Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic, Mr. Ibrahim Gali, at the State House, and restated Nigeria's support for the people of Sadr in their quest for self-determination and independence.